start jamming to the sun. We ram it down, we jam it down, we reggae and we reggae them down.
So Jimmy Cliff, I wanted to start by asking, when did you first know you could sing?
I don't know if I was so conscious of it. However, the first time my mother pushed me out and I went, ah! I knew I had it. But I used to sing in church, and I was maybe 6 years old, and I attracted people to the church to hear this little boy sing. They used to fill the church up. Then I knew.
And was it the church, those sounds that you first heard when you were growing up?
Well, there was the church. There was always music for everything in Jamaica, whether it be funeral, weddings, digging, working. There was a type of music for everything, you know. So all of those, there was music everywhere. So all of those forms of music had an impact on me.
Where did the ideas come from? Who were you kind of looking to or listening to that kind of helped inform you as a songwriter?
The first time in school that I wanted to write a song, I heard a song on the radio by a local artist, Derek Morgan, and they said he wrote his song himself. So I asked my woodwork teacher, said, how do you write a song? He said, you just write it. I said, oh, okay. So I just wrote a song. And then I listened to people from abroad who we call foreigners, like Smiley Lewis, Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, Fats Domino, and they were very inspiring.
I mean, I was just thinking about Many Rivers to Cross, obviously one of your great songs, and I can't quite believe that you wrote it when you were 21.
Yes.
There's a lot of hurt in that song for a 21-year-old.
I had big aspirations and dreams, and when I left Jamaica and came to the UK, at one point it seems as if the aspirations and dreams were not really coming through. So I guess all of those desperation and hurt and all of that was incorporated in that song. And when I write a song, normally I write about my own experiences, but I always see other people, the life and the world in it. So I incorporate some of those in it too.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try.
Going to your new album, Rebirth, what's interesting is it actually sounds like a classic Jimmy Cliff album. It doesn't sound like it's a rebirth. It sounds like you're back to doing what you always did.
When I finished the album, Wonderful World, Beautiful People, that had on Vietnam and all those songs, it had great critical acclaim. And I remember one of the print media here in the UK saying respectability to reggae and all of that. However, I didn't continue on that path. And so I really got some flack for that, some critics and all of that, and fans from everyone. Why didn't you continue? Why don't you continue on the same reggae path? I went to most shows in the United States, in the South, and I made a different album called Another Cycle. So in the back of my mind, I always knew I had to complete that chapter. So when I went into the studio with Tim Armstrong, he played me a track without any voice, and the sound took me right back to the beginning of the music. And I said, this is where I want to go. This is where I should go.
And am I right in saying that you used vintage music equipment to try and to make the album?
Absolutely right. And again, that is all kind of attributed to Tim Armstrong, who, you know, is a reggae connoisseur. So he had all the instruments that we used to use then. We also recorded the songs in the same way we used to do it at the time, as everyone in the studio at the same time, recording it live, and that's why it turned out that way.
And in terms of your lyrics, I mean, you're somebody who, there's a positive strain to your lyrics, but it's not it's not bland. I mean, you're talking about real things on this album. You're talking about people, about homelessness, you're talking about poverty, etc. So this is an album that's looking out to the world as well, isn't it?
I grew up in a condition where I could have chosen to go either way, negatively or positively. So I kind of chose to go positive, and that stayed with me through my life. I always have to have a positive outlook on whatever situation there is. and so it comes out in my music.
You performed with Paul Simon recently. You performed with Bruce Springsteen, I think, in South by Southwest. Didn't
Yes.
you? It's interesting that your music is a music that kind of crosses and has appeal to people beyond and outside the world of reggae. What do you think that is? Is it something to do with your attitude? Is it something to do with the lyrics? Why is that stuff crossing over like that?
When I started out in Jamaica, I was inspired by music from Latino, mainly from Cuba, or then R&B, mainly from New Orleans, then jazz, especially New Orleans jazz and blues and country. And then when I came to the UK, I was opened up to a whole other world of music again. So all of those influences of music have stayed with me, and I'm the type of artist who I'm always looking forward, looking for the new, looking for the fresh, with an ear and eyes open for that. All the inspirations, all the influences that I've gathered through my journey in life, they all come out in my music. And so that's why everyone can gravitate and feel some part of their experience in what I say or do.
When it comes to Rebirth, I mean, from what I've read, you're quite ambitious in terms of you want everything in a sense. You want to be playing to the stadiums. What are your hopes for the album? Do you want to bring a new audience to yourself?
A new audience, and I hope to attract the audience that was already there, the reggae purists that have been complaining, so where is the reggae? And where's the music that I used to hear? So I want to attract them, oh, it's still here, and attract a new audience and say, hey, look, here's something fresh you can listen to and relate to some of the things that I'm talking about, whether it be social comments or relationship, family relationship, or one-to-one relationship. All of those.
What do you think of reggae music today? It seems to have lost some of that kind of consciousness that you have.
That's what I was saying, that the reggae purists, the people who used to love reggae for that reason, for the consciousness, the positive consciousness, the uplifting consciousness, they've been saying, where is it? Where is it gone? So I think they will see that it's very much alive in this album. So reggae today, a lot of it is still there. There are people in Jamaica who are still doing it, like Taurus Riley or Queen Ifrica. However, there's another side to the reggae music which we call dancehall. It seems to be having more prominence than the roots and culture. So it's still alive.
And dancehall's kind of more hedonistic, isn't it, really?
Yeah, so actually it's called dancehall, but I call it Girls and Cars and Superstars. That's what it's singing about. But there's room for everything. But I think people need to be uplifted and show the positive side of things. Yeah.
Jimmy Cliff, thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.